Yeah, so why do these boys claim that they want this housewife who's going to stay at home, raise the kids, just drop her whole life and wait on them hand and foot? And then when they're presented with that, they actually don't want anything to do with those pick-me girls? That creator absolutely nailed it. It's because that's not what they want at all, actually. These boys have dehumanized women and the act of dating so substantially that they've essentially turned it into almost like a giant video game, where they want to fight women who are the exact opposite of that into subservience. And it's the same thing as when they looked into what men actually meant when they said they wanted to date an intelligent woman, which was that they wanted to date a woman that was intelligent, yes, but always a little bit less intelligent than them, right? So that they were always kind of challenging them and whatnot, but usually not winning.
This woman is so damn mad that men are choosing not to date her anymore. Guys, there are so many videos like this where women are just losing their marbles, yelling at a camera, you know, complaining essentially that men aren't taking dating seriously. What happened to my roses? What happened to my chivalry? My question is, guys, what happened to these women? But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again. And on today's episode, we are going to be kicking it off with a clip from this woman right here, as you saw in the intro, who is just completely losing her marbles. It's the one in the right bottom corner here. Apparently, she's going to be telling us what men want. I always find it funny when the women who are like screaming and obviously single come on here to tell us what men want. Let's take a listen. Let's see if she's right. Guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Let's take a listen.
Red pill dudes don't want pick-me girls.
Yeah, so why do these boys claim that they want this housewife who's going to stay at home, raise the kids, just drop her whole life and wait on them hand and foot? And then when they're presented with that, they actually don't want anything to do with those pick-me girls?
Okay, so let's pause it here, guys. This woman obviously thinks that she has tried the, you know, I'm going to be a good woman, but men didn't want me. No. Here's the thing. You are a good woman for the men who are out of your league. This is something that so many modern women do, guys. They like, you know, they put their best foot forward with the men that they're attracted to, right? She'll put in all the effort. She'll invite him out on dates. She doesn't mind paying, you know, she doesn't mind doing all of these things. These women have zero standards for men that they find attractive. And so that's why you end up with videos like this, guys. They're like, well, I put in all the effort. You know, I really tried hard with men, but none of them wanted me. Yeah, because you're swiping on the top 2% of dudes on dating applications, madam. The average guy, he would love a woman who is just normal, who is going to care about him. Maybe she's interested in having a family, things like this, right? Who's actually feminine, who's maybe not screaming on TikTok, by the way. The average man would love this type of woman. But the thing is, you know, this woman is not that, first of all. And second of all, average men are completely invisible to her. That's the thing, guys. Average men, completely damn invisible. You know, they overlook the dudes who are in their DMs, but they want the guy who's highly attractive. They'll do anything for this guy, which, by the way, is situational. So even though she puts in all this effort for the guy who's attractive, she's just going to ditch him if she loses attraction in him anyway. So it's not actually genuine. You know, she's not going to be by your side caring about you. She isn't exactly loyal. She's loyal to her feelings.
And then when they're presented with that, they actually don't want anything to do with those pick-me girls? That creator absolutely nailed it. It's because that's not what they want at all, actually.
Okay, so please tell me what men want, apparently. You have such a good idea. You're recording yourself screaming in your car on TikTok, clearly mad that men won't have relationships with you. Please enlighten me as to what men want. Here we go.
These boys have dehumanized women and the act of dating so substantially that they've essentially turned it into almost like a giant video game.
Let's hang on. Dehumanized women. Okay, this is very, very funny language. Whenever women say this, guys, again, it's just them being mad that dudes won't commit to them. Oh, this guy dehumanized me. He used me for my body. Number one, you allowed it. Number two, what else are you actually offering? Right? You say that you're offering all of these things. I doubt it, first of all. Second of all, it's conditional anyway, so it's not real. You know? These women, these boys, notice the choice of language, by the way, the shaming language, boys, right? She specifically chooses that term. These boys have dehumanized women and the act of dating so substantially that they turn it into a video game. I will agree with that last part, man. You know, dudes have actually turned this into a video game. They really have. They've gamified this. They've figured it out. A lot of dudes out there, you know, they take real effort in video gaming this. I'll agree with that. But they don't have any reason to commit to you. You know, yeah, it's just a bit of fun to them. You're just a bit of fun. You're nothing serious. And, you know, as a general rule, the women who are screaming on TikTok about being single and men not giving them effort, yeah, this is what they're going to do. They're going to have their fun and then they're going to leave.
Almost like a giant video game, where they want to fight women who are the exact opposite of that into subservience.
No. I don't know what the hell this woman is smoking, but no, dudes are not interested in getting women who are the opposite, who are completely awful to be around, by the way, and trying to make them subservient. This is stupid. This is what women do, to be honest with you. When men are presented with women who are a headache, they might have fun, but then they'll just leave you. They're not interested in making you something that you're actually not, you know? And oftentimes, if the woman's a headache, the dude knows that she's not attracted to him anyway, so he'll just leave. Simple.
Giant video game, where they want to fight women who are the exact opposite of that into subservience. And it's the same thing as when they looked into what men actually meant when they said they wanted to date an intelligent woman, which was that they wanted to date a woman that was intelligent, yes, but always a little bit less intelligent than them, right? So that they were always kind of challenging them and whatnot, but usually not winning.
Okay, so first of all, who the hell's they? Second of all, I don't know which dudes are out here like, yo, my woman has to be mad intelligent. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, okay, you're intelligent, that's great. But this is again, like, women just don't understand the attributes that men are looking for. That's not to say that men are interested in women who are just completely, you know, stupid and just walking around drooling all the time. No. But, you know, again, these women have no grasp of this. These women think that men are on some sort of power trip where we're looking to control women. No, we're just looking for feminine women who are kind and caring, you know? But these girls who are bitter because no dude wants to commit to them, they always think it's about control. Men have to control women. Nobody wants to control you. Okay, trust me when I say nobody wants to handle you. Men can't handle me. They're so intimidated. No dude wants to handle a woman. I cannot believe that this message is just not received by these women, guys. Men don't want to handle anything. They just want somebody who's pleasant to be around. It's not about being oppressive. It's not about controlling women. We just want a woman who's kind and respectful and who's not going to spit on the relationship. You know, we don't want clubbing women. Oh, how controlling of us. We don't want women who are dressed promiscuously around a whole bunch of other guys. Oh, wow, he's so insecure. Like, get the hell out of here. At a certain point, when you use this language, dudes just ignore you. Really.
Than them, right? So that they were always kind of challenging them and whatnot, but usually not winning. It's the same reason that movie Poor Things, when you look it up on Google, is listed under comedy/fantasy, even though it was the most disturbing movie many of us had ever seen.
I haven't seen this movie.
It was directed by a man based off of a book written by a man, and it is being absolutely eaten up and loved by men right now.
I don't even know what that movie is, by the way. Like, I have no idea. I'm more inclined to actually probably like and watch this movie because it clearly triggered this woman. Maybe the movie's doing something right. I don't know. Maybe the women in it are actually kind and pleasant. I have no idea. If somebody wants to tell me in the comments what the hell this is about, but what do you mean being eaten up by men? Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And it stands to reason, just by the way, if the movie was made by a dude and they were putting in female characters that were desirable to men, they would probably know what is desirable to men, I would assume. I don't know. Maybe they get it messed up. Maybe she's just projecting here. I have no idea. I haven't seen the bloody movie.
And I see this all the time when I'm dating, because if y'all know me, you know that I am stubborn, right? I love good witty banter, and I love researching and debating topics, of course, so I always attract...
My goodness, no dude wants to debate you and engage in witty banter. You're annoying. This is something that so many women get wrong, man. Like, check this out, right? So first of all, check this out. She's still dating. What a surprise. Second of all, no dude wants to date a debater. Okay, and the types of men that do, you don't respect them anyway. I don't want to sit here having debates with a woman. You know, I don't think a lot of guys really want to. Guys, imagine coming home from work, right? You go out there, you work hard, you've made the money, you're paying the rent, right? You're paying the bills. You come home and your woman is just a serial debater. Oh, no wonder you're single. And she's stubborn on top of that, in her own words, a stubborn debater. I'm sold, guys. Where do we sign up, you know? Holy hell.
And it is being absolutely eaten up and loved by men right now. And I see this all the time when I'm dating, because if y'all know me, you know that I am stubborn, right? I love good witty banter, and I love researching and debating topics, of course. So I always attract these boys who are really interested in those things as well. And at the very beginning, that's always what they say they love about me, right? Like, I'm very goal-oriented. I know exactly what I want out of this life. I'm very independent. I'm upfront about it always. I love.
Yeah, so probably these dudes are lying to you simply to have fun with you and then bounce. I don't know, maybe your father didn't tell you this. Maybe you're just completely blind, oblivious. But these women, they want to believe that these men like them, right? Because these men are attractive. They're going out with on the quote-unquote dates with the men that they find attractive. And yeah, these dudes don't give a damn. And, you know, these women will always say, well, I've been manipulated, right? I've been this. The men tricked me. Again, your father, right? If you sat this woman's father down and you said, hey, is this a good man for her to date? I guarantee you the father would sit there, he would look at the dude and he'd be like, no. he would be like, no, this guy's not it. He's not going to commit to you. Oh, but dad, he says that he loves my debating skills. Yeah, that's nice. He's lying, sweetie, is what the father would say. But they don't listen to men, right? The only men that they listen to are the dudes that they're highly attracted to, who are just there for one reason. Great dating strategy. This is like dudes going out here and being like, well, this woman, you know, I spent $2,000 on our first date and she told me that I was handsome. It's like, yeah, because you spent $2,000 on your first date, she's going to tell you whatever the hell she can so that you keep spending money on her. Obviously. You know, you go to your mother and you're like, hey, mother, I took this woman out on a date. I spent $2,000 on her and she told me I was handsome. The mother's going to be like, of course she told you that you were handsome. I love you, honey, but you're not exactly the most handsome man. You know what I'm saying? These women are so clueless, so clueless.
And at the very beginning, that's always what they say they love about me, right? Like, I'm very goal-oriented. I know exactly what I want out of this life. I'm very independent. I'm upfront about it always. I love some friendly banter and debating and discussing topics. But then what happens is one of two things. I see them either get tired or grow exhausted of the fact that they're not, like, consistently winning all the... Like, they win some of our arguments and our banters, right? But they're not winning as many as they'd want. And suddenly, all of this banter that was fun and flirty and exciting at the beginning is becoming boring and difficult.
What a surprise. The men don't like stubborn, debating women. They get bored. They think that you're difficult. Yeah. I mean, I told you this. You know, any man with common sense will tell you this. Men are not interested in debating you and all of this stuff. Yeah, it's tiring. It's exhausting. Men's life is tiring and exhausting anyway. They don't want a woman who makes them age even faster. You know what I'm saying? Like, you date a woman like this, you marry a woman like this, guys, I guarantee you will have way more wrinkles in your face way damn faster than you should, because you're going to be stressed all the time. Everything's going to be an issue. She's going to say, hey, why don't we go out to dinner tonight? And you go, great, let's go here. She'll be like, no. And then all of a sudden you guys will be having a debate about where you're going for dinner. And then she'll be pissed off at you. And like, it's just no, man. No. Men don't want debating women who are strong and independent and goal-oriented. You start saying a spiel like this, guys, like she did at the start of the video, and I already knew what the problem was. This is like a dude coming on TikTok and he's like, yeah, I just love wearing dresses and high heels and everything. I go out there, I dress up in my, high heels and dresses. I spend $2,000 on women. They tell me that it's great, but then they get bored of me. Yeah, no crap. Heterosexual women don't date men who act like women. Crazy concept. In the same way that men don't they don't take women seriously who act like dudes. I mean, simple. You might really like a goal-oriented, ambitious man, but trust me when I say that this is not a selling point for men, particularly the debating and stubborn part of that. Holy hell, no thank you.
Some of our arguments and our banters, right? But they're not winning as many as they'd want. And suddenly all of this banter that was fun and flirty and exciting at the beginning is becoming boring and difficult, and it's all my problem, right? They want the women who can challenge them, but they can still put in their place at the end of the day.
No, you're getting it twisted, madam. This is so headache inducing, guys, right? Make sure you drop a like on this video for my suffering. Thank you. This woman right here, she's like, yeah, men just want to put us in our place. No, this is not it. Men don't want to put you anywhere. We don't want, there's no convincing, okay? There's no trying to force women to do what they want to do, don't want to do. Guys, I do not want to force a woman to be any type of way. I think a lot of guys can agree with that. No dude is interested in coaching you on how to be feminine and nice to be around. This is your problem. If you're not feminine, if you're not nice to be around, this is, you know, this could have is probably something that should have been solved a lot earlier, to be honest with you. Like, that's really what it is. In the same way that it's not women's job to make men, you know, masculine and not wear dresses. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's so crazy. It's not women's job to come along here and make dudes masculine and teach us how to, you know, change tires or whatever the hell women are requiring of us in in a particular day, right? This is not women's job. In the same way, it's not men's job to come along and to make you less masculine or to put you in your place. Dudes don't want to do this. They don't want to come home and handle you. I don't know what other way I can say this. But this woman wants to be a victim, you see, guys. She wants men to be the perpetrator. She can't accept that men don't want to date her because she's insufferable. Therefore, it's men's fault and we're trying to oppress her. Nobody's trying to oppress you. They just don't want to date you. Really simple. Problem,
right? They want the women who can challenge them, but they can still put in their place at the end of the day. Or when the more serious topics come around, like marriage and children, and they want me like at home sat with the kids to abandon my life, I get like startled and upset out of nowhere when I'm like, yeah, I don't know if that's what I want for my life.
It's crazy, guys. Like, here's the thing, right? If a woman considers it abandoning her life to take care of her family, I mean, that's fine. Don't date that. Don't make that into a mother. Don't make that into a wife, right? If she doesn't think that taking care of her family is important to her, she'd rather go out there and be a career woman. Let her do that. This is again why dudes aren't interested in committing to you. Just by the way, right? When dudes are looking to have long-term relationships with women, if you're a career woman, you're strong and independent, this is going to be quite at odds with this. I don't know why this woman is, you know, treating it like it's some sort of revelation. Like, it's really not. In the same way, guys, that when women are looking for long-term relationships, they're going to be looking for provisioning. You know, they want the dude who has more resources, the guy who has the capability of looking after a family, of looking after them, of paying the bills and stuff like this. This is why when they get into 30s, guys, they start to go for that good man. And he has to jump through all of these hoops, i.e. finances, in order to be with her, right? Because now what she's specifically looking for a long-term criteria. In the same way, men have short and long-term criteria. If you're a woman who's strong and independent, right? Dudes, what they're going to do is they're just going to have their fun with you and they're going to bounce. They're going to recognize that, hey, this is not a woman that I can have for a long-term relationship. You know, like if you think that looking after children is abandoning your life, then yeah, maybe your life is at the club. Go have fun. Not our problem. I don't know, man. These women are so lost. Really, really lost.
I get like startled and children, and they want me like at home sat with the kids to abandon my life. I get like startled and upset out of nowhere when I'm like, yeah, I don't know if that's what I want for my life. Like, as if at some point I was going to magically change my mind on all of these things. And
yeah, see, these dudes who are, again, they become tired and exhausted and they realize that you're not long-term relationship material. They probably should have realized this early on. You know, this woman's sitting here, she's excited about debating you and she's a complete headache. This should be an immediate write-off. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. I don't know why these guys are even considering in the slightest bit taking you seriously anyway. And this is especially why, so these are men she probably doesn't respect anyway, but imagine like the really top percentage that she's really trying to chase men. These guys won't have any of this crap. No wonder the dudes don't stick around.
In fairness, like maybe someday I'll want those things, but definitely not right now. And I never gave you any preconceived notions that that would be something that I would want right now.
Yeah, guys, she doesn't want it right now because she has to do this when she's 32, and she's hooked up with the maximum amount of random dudes that she can. You see, she'll have kids with you, but it'll be later when, you know, when she's done banging a whole bunch of dudes and she's out there and she's lived her life, right? She's done her traveling to European countries where she can get attention from strange men, right? Like, yeah, I'll take your resources and we can, you know, I'm interested in family, but not right now. I have a life to live. I have like 3,700 different men to be with, but maybe when I'm done all of that and I'm 32 and I'm running out of eggs, then I'll consider this whole family thing. And again, guys, like, I don't know, man. If you want to make this into a mother, perhaps not a great idea, you know?
And that upsets them deeply because they feel they've lost in this strange game of dating that they've created.
Yeah, so just by the way, if a man is dating you, they have absolutely lost. There is nothing here that is long-term relationship material. Before we continue into the next clip, guys, I've said this before, but these women just have zero concept of what men want. That's why dudes aren't interested in you. You know, like this woman got on this video and she's so confidently telling us about what men want, but at the end of the day, what is she doing? She is simultaneously complaining that men don't want to have anything serious with her, right? And I'll give it to her. These dudes have deluded themselves. These men who are continuing to try and date her a bit, they have completely deluded themselves into thinking that this woman is long-term relationship material. She's completely not. Completely not. You cannot date this woman. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Let's wrap it up and let's call it there. But let's continue into the next clip here. This is another woman who is... So this woman, a little bit hard to explain. This woman is chronically single, but now she's been in a couple of serious relationships, okay? So this is like a woman who's gone out there, hooked up with a bunch of dudes, been in a bunch of situationships, failed to get commitment, and now she's in her second relationship with the same dude. I'll just let her explain it to you because it's really stupid. Take a listen.
Petty for a second, and this is for my single.
Here we go.
I want to be petty for a second, and this is for my single girls. If you're not a single girl, or you haven't been chronically single at a point in your life, keep scrolling. Because I recognize, I just want to preface that this comes from a place of like bitterness and honestly jealousy. I could admit that. I right now am in a relationship, honestly, for like the second time in my life. And it's with the same person that the first one was with. But
this is a huge red flag. So not only has this woman been perpetually single, hooking up with a bunch of random dudes, failing to get commitment, situationship after situationship. The only relationship that she's actually been in is one where she has previously been with the same guy. So they've broken. I never understand these couples, man, who break up and then they get back together. If a woman breaks up with you or vice versa, you break up with a woman, I sincerely despise the idea of, you know, if a woman says she doesn't want you, why the hell are you trying to get back with her? You know, we're not out here trying to be creepy, man. I'm not out here trying to win over women who don't want me. That's so stupid. So stupid. And I think it's stupid the other way around as well. If a man says he doesn't want you, what in the hell are you doing? But these women, they're attracted to men who don't want them. Crazy how that works, isn't it?
second time in my life. And it's with the same person that the first one was with. But this is the only like person that I've been like, we're calling each other boyfriend, girlfriend. Yep. Okay, good. I've done the bullshit of like, we're dating for months and we've had the talk about being exclusive, but we won't put a label on it, which is actually just like more bullshit and like more talks and more confusion than actually just labeling it would have been. I hate dating culture.
Yeah, so dudes have essentially wanted nothing serious with you. This is the plot of Modern Women, guys. The plot of Modern Women. The average guys who would do anything for them, who'd be interested in having a relationship, who, by the way, a lot of these guys are now turning away from these women. These guys are not good enough, right? But the men that she goes out there and chases, well, these guys are not looking for anything serious. And so what we do is we blame dating as a whole. We blame men as a whole. It's so hilarious, guys. There'd be a whole bunch of dudes out there willing to give this woman a relationship, despite the fact that she's been out there with a whole bunch of different random men. But she doesn't want a relationship with just any man. you know?
talks and more confusion than actually just labeling it would have been. I hate dating culture. We can unpack it all at a different time. Obviously, I have a lot of thoughts
No thanks.
on it. When I come on this app or in real life and I encounter the never single girl, as the chronically single girl, I'm like, we do not relate. I do not compute how you are. In my chronic singleness, I'm 30, right? So I have spent so much time being single. I've been in this relationship now just for a few months, and we had dated previously, it was like 9 months.
What a coincidence, guys. She hits 30 and now she's in a relationship. She has been what does chronically single mean? I'll tell you what it certainly doesn't mean. It doesn't mean that you've been celibate, right? So we have been chronically smashing dudes. And now that we're 30, we're in a relationship. This guy, I think she was probably the one that broke up with him earlier. But you know, we're back. We're in a relationship now that we're 30. Right on time, guys. You know, I checked my watch over here that says women try and get relationships when they're pushing 30. And what do you know? On my watch, it says that we're exactly on time. 30 years of age, got a dude in a relationship, time to have kids, maybe to a different guy, but don't tell this guy though. You know, got to get those kids out, get that marriage underway, stay in it for a few years, divorce his ass, and then return to what you were doing previously. This is the cycle of modern women, guys. Perpetually single until we're 30 and we need something from a man. We need provisioning. We need the ability to have children. We need financial security and retirement, so we'll just take some dude's resources. We are right on schedule. As always, guys. Crazy that is how it works, right? 18 to 30. Probably younger these days, which is so messed up to say. We're out here just screwing around with dudes that we shouldn't be screwing around with. And now we're 30 and it's like, well, time to get a simp, you know? Time to get a dude who's going to put up with my nonsense and provide for me.
I've been in this relationship now just for a few months, and we had dated previously, it was like 9 months. So you take like maybe a little over a year out of my life where I've been like locked into this, and then a couple months here and there locked into other things. I have spent years, decades single, and I have gone on so many dates, and I am envious of those girls because I didn't find that many people that I wanted to be. And
I'm going to call nonsense on this, by the way. So every woman says this, I've been chronically single, and then they get offended when people ask them the question, well, why are you single, right? How dare you ask me that? Are you implying that there's something wrong with me? Yes, I am. But here's the thing, right? This is what they always say at the end of it. Oh, I just didn't find any man that I was interested in. Do you mean to tell me out of the literal thousands of options that you as a modern woman have, and probably tens of thousands if you're in a metropolitan city, right? That of all the options that you have as a woman in her youth, you couldn't find really any that were interesting in terms of wanting to actually be with them. Yeah, see, this is what we call cope and complete nonsense. Because here's what really happens. The dudes that they want do not want them. That's really what it boils down to. Oh, you know, I just couldn't find a man that I was interested in. Nonsense. All of the guys that you were interested in thought that you were a complete waste of time. Ergo, here we are, 30 years of age, bang on time, making a TikTok about it. Guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. Absolutely disgusting stuff. As always, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.